Welcome back to Wake Up America. Women and girls need to be on high alert today after a disturbing trend has resurfaced regarding today's date. Parents, you want to keep a close eye on your children as another deadly internet challenge took the life of a 13-year-old boy from Ohio. Joining us now for more is board-certified clinical psychologist Dr. Jeffrey Gardier, and here in studio with us is licensed psychologist Dr. Renee Exelbert. Thank you so much for joining us today. So I want to start off with this disturbing trend that's resurfaced almost 2 years. Encouraging people to commit sexual assault on April 24th. Now, it's reported that the trend could likely be traced back to a video created by 6 men in April of 2021. Dr. Exelbert, how disturbing something like this? It's gained traction. There's been a lot of videos and a lot of talk on TikTok and social media about this. I asked my girls about this, and they said, oh, yeah, they saw this last year. And to them, it was almost like they weren't even bothered by it because they're so used to seeing things like this.
It's deeply disturbing. I mean, it's actually really horrifying to hear about. 91% of sexual assault happens to girls and women. And so this is really disturbing. And I think that, it erodes the mental health of our whole society because kids are constantly on alert for something terrible to happen.
Yeah, I can imagine, they scroll through and they see this, and then of course, they're concerned and don't know what to do. There's also a lot of challenges that we talk about. So there is the NyQuil challenge, there was the milk crate challenge on TikTok, even the Tide Pod challenge. This latest challenge, though, Benadryl challenge, it took the life of a 13-year-old boy. Dr. Gardier, is this based around, wanting to go viral? We've got the influencers being, likened by celebrities. It's just really scary that kids will see these things and they think that they can just go and do them and no harm will come of it.
Yeah, absolutely. It is part of wanting to get this fame in this new world that we're in. But the other part of that is we know that peer relationships are so important to young people. It's part of their developmental phase. And that's why we really need to be careful that whether these things are hoaxes or not, like this supposed National Rape Day, that we really have to be careful. Dr. Axelberg is absolutely correct that this is very disturbing, especially for sexual assault survivors. So we have to make sure to talk to our kids about not getting involved in this. We have to remember that their brains are not fully formed until they reach their 20s, so they are at risk for falling for some of these very idiotic, disturbing, and dangerous trends.
Yeah, you're so right, Dr. Exelbert. I know just being, back in the day, we didn't think anything could happen, right? We don't need to wear a helmet when we ride the bike. Nothing's going to happen to me. But it's the same thing as these challenges. What can parents do? A lot of parents, our kids have social media. We control what we can control, but sometimes, we're not able to see everything at all times. What can we do?
Parents have such a critical role here. Communication needs to start so early on. If you formulate an open, honest relationship with your kids, they're going to come to you when they have disturbing things happening. So you want to, first of all, go over cyberbullying. You want to set their parental controls. That's very, very important that they know the dangers that are lurking on social media. There's also something called CyberWise, which you can go on the internet. It's actually a contract that you can formulate with parent to child to go over your expectations as a parent, what you expect from them in terms of social media usage.
I love that. I love, the whole parental controls, but also just talking to kids about it. I think that's so important because then they can feel comfortable coming and talking to you if they see something. Also paying attention to who's following them and who they're following as well, and kind of go through the profiles. I do that with my kids. Dr. Gardier, is there a solution for this danger? We talk about, parents' roles, but it's also social media and what they're allowing to be on there.
Well, thankfully, a lot of people are paying attention to many of the studies that are being done on how social media and this need to be perfect and keeping up with other kids as far as beauty and so on and popularity, that these things are very, very dangerous, very hurtful to the mental health of children. So it's important that we all work together as a society to rein in something that was supposedly intended to be good and can be good if it's used properly. Let's also remember that April is actually Sexual Assault Awareness Month. And so this is an opportunity to take this TikTok challenge, whether real or not, to advocate, educate, and prevent and look at healing from sexual assault.
Yeah, you're so right. Actually, my next question to you, Dr. Exobert, was, some good can come out of social media, as Dr. Gardier said, with the sexual assault. There's a lot of videos out there, potentially that girls and women can watch on how to protect yourself, what to do, what not to do. So there is good that comes out of this, because especially for kids, we can tell them what to do and what not to do, but if they see something on social media, maybe that will click on how to protect themselves.
Absolutely, and all of these are opportunities for learning, right? Sometimes we learn, unfortunately, from some of this trauma, right? But if you are triggered, absolutely speak to somebody. But in terms of just feeling safe, you always want to, make sure that you're in a safe spot. You want to speak to people. You want to report anything that comes to you in terms of social media.
Absolutely.
Keep those messages.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. All right, Doctors Gardier and Exobert, we thank you so much. We appreciate your help on such a very important topic. All right, another